Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Oh my god, we're just like crying, ugly crying.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is the end of the trilogy and what a journey.
Unfortunately for you, unfortunately for me,
Yeah,
it's been
I know,
a harrowing 10 years.
I know, but you know, all of that, how does that make you feel?
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's really sad because I love these characters so much, but I'm really happy with what we did. I'm happy with what we accomplished. The cast are all good friends of mine, so it's not like I'm not gonna see them. I talk to Chris all the time, talk to Pom all the time, and it's not about that. It really is about not being together as the group of Guardians. That's going to change.
I mean, it makes us feel sad, but we're very grateful at the same time to have worked on these beautiful movies and to have brought James Gunn's vision to life and to have been able to work together because we have so much fun.
Oh, it truly is like the most fun experience making these movies. Like we laugh the whole time, but then, you know, it's also really emotional. And I think like we were having such a good time making this film, but then we'd keep remembering every so often, oh no, this is the last adventure. And then it would be quite sad for a second, but then we'd start laughing at something else. So it was like very joyous, but also quite emotional.
This movie introduces the villain, the High Evolutionary. What can you tell us about him?
He is a scary, big villain. Played by Chuck, who is the most incredible actor.
Chuck is amazing. He's so good at it. I remember him like yelling sometimes.
Yes,
or like,
in the rehearsal. Yeah, yeah. We did like a first reading, like, and we never heard him playing the part before, and we were doing like a rehearsal. And we all like went, oh, when we saw him perform for the first time.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the most incredible villain. And you know, you need a really good villain in these movies. Like that's one of the most vital ingredients, I would say, in like these big superhero movies. And he really delivers.
Well, the High Evolutionary is played by Chukwudi Adwuji, who's a guy I worked with on the TV show Peacemaker. And I just thought he was the most dynamite actor I've ever worked with. And at a certain point, I asked him to audition for this role. And he just killed it. It was amazing. And I love him. I also hate him as a High Evolutionary. I think he's one of the most hateable Marvel villains of all time, if not the most hateable. And yet also, you know, we understand what he's doing. But he's a pretty big jerk.
So, can you give me a fake spoiler about the movie, something that doesn't happen?
Nebula actually at one point in the movie breaks into song. And does like a full musical number with backup dancers, and Pom does a rap in the middle of it.
A mantis, you mean?
Yes, no, not Mantis. Pom and Pom herself does a rap.
Yeah, so at some point Mantis takes the keys to the spaceship and she goes to Miami. She gets like a lot of hair extensions, like different colors. She has a totally different look. A little bit slutty, you know? And then she decides to have a night out and go to see like male strippers, like kind of like Magic Mike vibe. She has a great night, you know?
I missed this scene in the movie.
And then she's like, oh, I need to go home. She has a watch too. I need to go back home. And then she goes back to see the Guardians.
You know, it's really sad in the beginning of the second act where Nebula is just playing around goofily with an axe and she accidentally cuts off Mantis' head. That's one of the saddest parts of the movie that I think has been getting a lot of tears in the test audiences.